Crypto can be passive income, but like anything else, the risks and rewards depend on how deep you want to go. So, is crypto money or something else? It's money when you need it to be money. A guy in Florida paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. Crypto is moving from a fringe idea to a global infrastructure, and it's happening faster than most people realize. What if trust could be built into the system itself? That is what crypto is about. But it's not perfect, and it's definitely not risk-free. So before you go all in, you need to understand the challenges and dangers that comes with the space. If you want to know what crypto is, this is the only video you'll need. Money is changing, not just the way we use it, but the way we think about it. No banks, no middlemen, just code. That's the world of crypto. Some people say it's the future of finance. Others say it's a scam. Maybe you've seen crazy headlines like, someone turned $100 into a Lamborghini. Another person lost their entire savings overnight. Or you've heard about blockchain, NFTs, DeFi, but it all sounds like tech gibberish. So, what actually is crypto? Is it just internet money, a tech trend, or something much bigger? In this video, I'm going to explain crypto from the ground up. No hype, no confusion, just a clear and simple breakdown. You'll learn what crypto really is and how it works, why it was created, what people actually do with it, and why some say it's the most important tech since the internet. By the end, you won't just kind of get it, you'll actually understand crypto, the real stuff, not just Bitcoin memes. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about the origins of crypto. To really understand crypto, we need to go back to the beginning. And I mean way, way back. Let's talk about trust, because that's what money is based on, right? For most of history, we've needed someone in the middle to keep things honest. A king, a bank, a government. They print the money, they track who owns what. We're just supposed to trust them. But here's the thing. They mess up a lot. In 2008, the global financial system almost collapsed. Banks failed. People lost their homes. Governments printed billions out of thin air to bail them out. And that crisis sparked a question. What if we could build a better system? One where people could send money directly. No banks, no approval, nothing else needed. One that couldn't be manipulated or inflated overnight. One that ran on math, not politics. That's where crypto was born. In October 2008, someone, or maybe a group, named Satoshi Nakamoto published a short paper online. It was titled, and I quote, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It was just 9 pages, but those 9 pages changed everything. Satoshi introduced an idea, a type of digital money that didn't need a central bank. No company, no CEO, no government. Just code that everyone could run and verify for themselves. And to make it work, Satoshi combined a bunch of existing technologies. Cryptography, to keep it secure, peer-to-peer networking so anyone could join, proof of work, to keep it honest, and also something brand new called a blockchain to keep track of all the transactions. I have a video about the blockchain and what it is. I'll link it right here. Go check it out. This wasn't just theory. A few months later, on January 3rd, 2009, Bitcoin went live. Satoshi mined the first block, called the Genesis block, and added a hidden message inside. I quote, "The Times, 3rd January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks," end quote. It wasn't just a timestamp. It was a statement, a quiet protest against the broken financial system. Bitcoin started as an experiment at first. At first, you couldn't even buy anything with it. In fact, the first real-world purchase using Bitcoin was 2 pizzas. A guy in Florida paid 10,000 Bitcoin for them in 2010. At that time, that was about $40, and today that would be around $1 billion. Yeah, those were some expensive slices. But slowly people started to realize that wasn't just digital monopoly money. It was something new, something powerful, a currency that can't be printed at will, can't be censored, can't be reserved or tampered with, and doesn't require permission from anyone. As Bitcoin grew, other projects followed. Developers saw potential beyond just payments. What if blockchain could do more than just store money? That's how Ethereum was born in 2015. It added smart contracts, basically programmable agreements that run automatically on the blockchain. Now, crypto wasn't just money. It became a platform for building apps, games, and entire financial systems without a company running the show. The industry kept growing fast. Thousands of new coins and tokens launched. People started building decentralized banks, exchanges, and even social networks. Billion-dollar campaigns joined in. Celebrities, governments, and investors took notice. And yes, some scams and chaos came with it too, of course, as it always does when money is involved. But underneath the noise, the core idea stayed the same. What if the future of money didn't need middlemen? What if trust could be built into the system itself? That is what crypto is about. It's not just a trend, it's a reaction, a response to a world where people are tired of giving up control. Crypto is about ownership, transparency, and freedom. It started with Bitcoin, but it's become a movement. And now that you know where it came from, let's break down what crypto actually is, how it works, and why it's more than just code on a screen. The word crypto comes from cryptography. That's the science of keeping information safe, hiding things in plain sight, basically. And currency, that just means something people use to exchange value. So put it together, and cryptocurrency is simply a form of digital money that's secured by cryptography. But it's not just digital money. We've had that for years. Your bank account is digital. Your PayPal balance is digital. Apple Pay, also digital. The difference is those are controlled by someone. Cryptocurrency is not. That's what makes it powerful. It's decentralized. Nobody owns it. No company, no government, no central server. The basic building blocks of crypto, to really understand crypto, you need to know 4 key things. 1, public keys and private keys. 2, wallets. 3, transactions. 4, blockchain. Let's walk through each one. Public and private, your crypto identity. So imagine you have a digital safe. Your public key is like the address of that safe. You can share it with anyone and they can send money to it. Your private key is like the only key that can open the safe. If you lose that key, you lose access. If someone else gets it, they can steal everything inside. So when you create a crypto wallet, it generates a pair of these keys for you. The public key becomes your wallet address. Usually starts with something like 0x on Ethereum. The private key must be kept secret. This is what proves you actually own your crypto. No usernames, no passwords, just keys. This is what gives you control over your money. No bank login, no recovery email, just you and your keys. Let's move forward. Wallets. That's where you store your crypto. Sort of. A wallet is a tool that lets you view your balance, send and receive crypto, and manage your keys. But here's the thing, your crypto isn't actually stored in your wallet. It's stored on the blockchain. Your wallet just gives you access to it using your keys. There are 2 main types of wallets. Hot wallets connected to the internet, like MetaMask or Trust Wallet. Then we also have cold wallets. They're all offline, like a ledger or paper wallet, more secure. If your private key is stored in a hot wallet, it's more convenient. And if it's stored in a cold wallet, it's harder for hackers to reach. A simple rule, if someone has your private key, they have your crypto. Let's move on to transactions, how you send crypto. Let's say you want to send some crypto to your friend Sarah. Here's what happens. First off, you open your wallet and enter Sarah's public address. Secondly, you choose how much to send, and then you hit send. Your wallet signs the transaction with your private key. It gets broadcast to the blockchain network. Other computers called nodes check if the transaction is valid. If it is, it gets added to the next block and becomes a permanent part of the chain. And the cool part is that no one can change it. No one can stop it. It doesn't go through a bank. It just works. Let's move on to blockchain, the public record. The next concept you should understand to really grasp what crypto is about is the blockchain. A blockchain is like a public notebook that records every transaction. Imagine it like a stack of blocks. Each block holds a list of recent transactions. Once a block is full, it's added to the chain. Every block is linked to the one before it using cryptographic hashes. This chain keeps growing, block by block, page by page. And here's the important part. Once something is written, it can't be changed. And you may ask why not? Because changing a block would break the chain, and we don't want that. And since thousands of computers all have a copy, they'd all reject it. So when people say crypto is immutable, this is what they mean. Every Bitcoin ever sent, every Ethereum transaction, every NFT minted, it's all recorded forever. Coins versus tokens. What's the difference? Now, let's move on to another important concept. You've probably heard both terms, coins and tokens. They're seemingly the same, but here's the difference. Coins run on their own blockchain. Example for that is like Bitcoin runs on the Bitcoin network. Ethereum runs on the Ethereum network. Tokens run on top of another blockchain. Example, USDT, Shiba Inu, Chainlink. They all run on Ethereum or other chains. They use smart contracts, not their own chain. Think of coins like main highways and tokens like cars using the highway. So is crypto money or something else? Well, crypto can be used as money, yes. You can send it, spend it, store value with it, but it can also be a way to access apps like tokens for DeFi or games, a share of a project like governance tokens in DAOs, a stable version of fiat like USDC or DAI, a collectible or digital asset like NFTs. In other words, crypto is a new kind of digital building block. It's money when you need it to be money. It's fuel when you want to use a decentralized app. It's proof of ownership when you want to buy digital art. It's flexible, it's programmable, and it's evolving. Crypto is digital value secured by cryptography. You hold it using wallets powered by public and private keys. Transactions happen peer-to-peer. No banks needed. Everything is recorded on a blockchain that anyone can verify. Coins run on their own chain. Tokens run on others. Crypto isn't just money, it's a toolkit for the digital world. Now that you understand the core of what crypto is and how it works, it's time to look at what actually happens when you send a crypto transaction and what goes on behind the scenes. So you've got some crypto in your wallet and you're ready to send it. Maybe you're paying someone. Maybe you're transferring it into another wallet you own. Whatever the reason, let's walk through exactly what happens when you send a crypto transaction step by step. Step 1, you create a transaction. Let's say you're sending 0.1 Ethereum to your friend Mia. You open your wallet app, maybe MetaMask, Trust Wallet, or Coinbase Wallet. You enter Mia's Ethereum address. A long string starts with 0x da 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 da. Type in the amount, hit send, and that's it, right? Not quite. What actually happens behind the scenes is your wallet builds a transaction, which includes your address, the sender, Mia's address, the receiver, the amount being sent, a transaction, I'll explain this too soon, and maybe a little data, especially if it's a token or NFT transfer. Then your wallet uses your private key to sign the transaction. This signature proves that you and only you approved the transaction. No one else can sign on your behalf, and no one can change the details once it's signed. Step 2, your transaction gets broadcast to the network. Once signed, your transaction is sent out to the Ethereum network. It doesn't go directly to Mia, it goes to a pool of unconfirmed transactions called the mempool, short for memory pool. Think of the mempool like a waiting room. Your transaction is now sitting there, waiting to be picked up by a validator or miner and added to the next block. Step 3, Paying the gas fee. Here's where gas fees come in. In Ethereum and similar blockchains, every action, sending Ethereum, interacting with smart contract, minting an NFT, requires computational power. And that power isn't free. Gas is the fee you pay to the network to process your transaction. It's paid in Ethereum and goes to the validator who confirms your transaction. How much you pay depends on how busy the network is, how complex your transaction is, how fast you want it to get confirmed. If you offer a low gas fee, your transaction might sit in the mempool for a while. If you offer more, it gets picked up faster. It's like how the post office uses Express. It's like tipping a delivery driver. Higher tip, faster service. Step 4, a miner or validator picks it up and now your transaction is in the mempool. Validators on Ethereum or miners on Bitcoin scan the mempool and pick transactions to include in the next block. They're usually motivated by fees, so they often pick the highest fee transactions first. Once your transaction is selected, it's grouped with others into a block. Then the validator confirms that everything checks out. Do you have enough Ethereum in your wallet? Is the signature valid? Is the transaction properly formatted? If it's all good, the block is proposed to the network. Step 5, block confirmation and finalization. Once your transaction is included in a block and that block is added to the blockchain, your transaction is official. It's now confirmed. But you might have heard people say things like, wait for 6 confirmations before trusting a transaction. And let me tell you why. On some blockchains, temporary forks can happen. 2 validators might create blocks at the same time. The chain eventually picks the longest one and drops the shorter one. So the more blocks that come after the one containing your transaction, the more final and irreversible it becomes. On Bitcoin, 6 confirmations are considered safe. On Ethereum, 12 is usually enough. On fast blockchains like Solana or Avalanche, finality can be near instant. Step 6, the funds arrive once confirmed. The transaction becomes part of the blockchain's permanent history. Mia opens her wallet, she sees the 0.1 Ethereum, there you go, you're done. No waiting for bank hours, no paperwork, no approvals, just peer-to-peer value transfer directly, globally, and irreversibly. Bonus here is, what happens when it's not just Ethereum? Now we've used Ethereum as an example, but what if you're sending, let's say, a token like USDC or Shiba, an NFT, or interacting with a DeFi application? These actions all involve smart contracts, automated pieces of code that live on the blockchain. Your wallet will automatically interact with the right contract. It signs the message, sends it to the network, and a validator includes it in a block. The overall process is the same, just with a little extra code and maybe a higher gas fee. What happens if you mess up? That's another question. Crypto gives you freedom, but also responsibility, right? There's no, oops, I sent it to the wrong person. There's no customer support that can reverse the transaction. If you send it to the wrong address or pay the wrong gas fee, it's gone. That's why most wallets warn you before you send anything. Always double check the address, double check the amount, triple check the network, especially with tokens across multiple chains. And if something goes wrong, you learn fast. Every crypto user has a story. So can you check a transaction, like the status of the transaction? Let's say you sent some crypto and want to make sure it really went through. Or maybe you're waiting to receive something and want to see where it is. Every transaction on a blockchain is public. That means anyone can look at it anytime. And that's where blockchain explorers come in. A blockchain explorer is like a search engine for the blockchain. You can search by wallet address, transaction ID, TX ID, or even a specific block number. Let's walk through this. What's a TX ID? Whenever you send crypto, your wallet gives you a transaction ID, often called TX ID. It's a long string of letters and numbers, something like 0xF3AB, I don't know. This ID is unique to your transaction. It's like a digital receipt. You can copy that TX ID and paste it into a blockchain explorer to see everything about that transaction. And what you can see is the sender and receiver addresses, the amount sent, the time it was confirmed, confirmed, the block it was included in, the number of confirmations, the gas fee you paid. It's full transparency. You don't have to guess if something went through. You can see it for yourself. Here are a few popular common explorers. Ethereum has etherscan.io. Bitcoin has blockstream.info or mempool.space. Polygon has polygonscan.com. BNB chain has bscscan.com. Solana has solscan.io. Just go to the site, paste in the TXID or wallet address, and you get all the details. Some wallets even link directly to the Explorer for you after sending, so you can track the transaction in real time. So at this point, you know what crypto is, how it works, and how to send or track a transaction. But now it's time to answer the next big question. What kind of cryptocurrencies are actually out there? Because Bitcoin is just the tip of the iceberg. There are thousands of cryptocurrencies, and while a lot of them are useless, copycats, many do serve real purposes. Let's walk through the main types, starting with the king of them all, Bitcoin, BTC, digital gold. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, and it's still the most valuable one. Think of it as digital gold. It's limited. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. It's decentralized. No one, not a soul, controls it. It's secure, powered by massive global network of miners. And it's simple. No smart contracts, no flashy apps, just peer-to-peer money. People mostly use Bitcoin as a store of value, as if you would store gold. Some call it an inflation hedge. Others see it as hard money for the internet age. You can send it, hold it, and buy stuff with it, but most people just save it long term, hoping it goes up in value. Secondly, we have Ethereum, the programmable blockchain. If Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is like digital oil. It powers things. Ethereum introduced smart contracts, which are bits of code that run on the blockchain and execute automatically when conditions are met. Think of it like this. Bitcoin is a calculator. It does one thing really well. Ethereum is a computer. Developers can build anything on it. That includes decentralized finance, DeFi applications, NFTs, games, voting systems, DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. To use any of these apps, you need Ethereum to pay for gas. That's why Ethereum is more than just a currency, it's fuel for an entire ecosystem. Thirdly, we have stablecoins. Digital dollars. Now, not everyone wants to deal with crypto volatility. That's where stable coins come in. A stable coin is a cryptocurrency that's pegged to the value of a real world currency, usually the US dollar. That means one USDT is $1. One USDC is $1. One DAI is one algorithmic peg. You can hold stable coins in your wallet, send them anywhere instantly, and even earn interest through DeFi, all without touching a bank. And they're super popular for moving funds between exchanges, avoiding volatility, sending money across borders. But keep in mind, they're only as stable as the systems backing them. Some are fully backed by reserves, some are algorithmic, and some have failed. Looking at you, Terra Luna. Fourth, we have altcoins, everything that isn't Bitcoin. The term altcoin just means alternative coin, basically anything that isn't Bitcoin. That includes Ethereum, but also Litecoin, LTC. It's like Bitcoin, but faster. We have Cardano, ADA, focused on research-driven development. We also have Avalanche, AVAX, known for high speed and low fees. Solana, SOL, built for fast app and NFT platforms. Chainlink, Link, brings real-world data onto the blockchain. Each altcoin usually has its own blockchain and purpose. Some succeed, many don't. Always do your own research. Fifth, we have meme coins, hype, jokes, and community. You've probably heard of Dogecoin. It started as a joke, a meme, a coin with a Shiba Inu dog on it. But then it exploded in popularity thanks to Reddit, Elon Musk, and pure internet chaos. Now, meme coins like Doge, Shiba Inu, and Pepe are traded by millions. They don't usually have strong tech, but they've built strong communities, and sometimes that's enough. Just remember, meme coins can go up fast and crash even faster. Sixth, we have private coins. Keep it secret, blockchains are public by design. That's great for transparency, but not great for privacy. That's where privacy coins come in. They're designed to hide sender and receiver addresses, amount sent, even transaction history. All of them are hidden. Examples include Monero, XMR, and Zcash, ZEC. Some people use these coins for personal privacy, others for things they don't want tracked. Because of this, privacy coins are often in the crosshairs of regulators. Seventh, we have utility tokens. For access and functionality, not every token is meant to be money. Some are used to access features, pay fees, or power a platform. These are called utility tokens. They give you something inside an app or service. Examples for this are BNB, Binance coin, used to pay lower trading fees on Binance. We have BAT, Basic Attention Token, used inside the Braver browser. GRT, the Graph, used for data indexing in Web3 apps. Utility tokens are like in-game currency, but for decentralized applications. Eighth, we have governance tokens. You get to vote in the world of DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations. Governance tokens give you voting power. If you hold a token like Uniswap, Aave, MKR, MakerDAO, you can vote on changes to the platform, new features, treasury decisions. It's like owning a piece of the protocol and helping shape its future. Governance tokens represent one of the coolest parts of crypto, user-owned platforms. So, which one should you pay attention to? Here's the truth. Most cryptocurrencies won't last. Many projects are hyped up, pumped, and disappear. Others are quietly building real tech and changing how the world works. As a beginner, focus on understanding Bitcoin as digital value, Ethereum as a platform, stablecoins as a tool for moving money, and just a few quality projects with a clear purpose. You don't need to chase every new coin. Just start with the basics. Once you understand the categories, the rest gets easier. By now, you've seen how diverse the crypto world is. It's not just Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's a whole ecosystem. But let's get practical for a moment. What can you actually do with crypto? Because owning it is one thing. Using it, that's where things get interesting. You can send and receive money instantly. This is the simplest use case and still one of the most powerful. With crypto, you can send money to anyone, anywhere in the world without bank delays, no wire transfer fees, no borders. You have 24/7 access. You can send $5 or $5,000 to someone in another country in minutes. And it doesn't matter if it's a weekend, a holiday, or 3 a.m. In countries where banking is limited or hyperinflation is a problem, crypto becomes more than a tool. It becomes a lifeline. Apps like Strike, Bitterfield, and even WhatsApp in some regions are starting to integrate crypto payments directly. And yes, you can usually spend crypto. Thousands of companies now accept crypto payments directly or through services like BitPay, CoinGate, Crypto.com. You can use crypto to buy gift cards on Amazon, Apple, Netflix, flights and hotels, online services, coffee in some stores, even real estate in some places. You can also get a crypto debit card like Coinbase card, Binance card, Crypto.com Visa. These let you spend crypto anywhere that takes Visa or MasterCard, and they automatically convert your coins to fiat at the time of purchase. So yeah, crypto is usable even in the real world. So this is where crypto really flexes its muscles. Decentralized finance, DeFi. It's exactly what it sounds like. Financial tools and services, but without banks or middlemen. With DeFi, you can lend your crypto and earn interest with Aave and Compound. You can borrow crypto using your own crypto as collateral. Trade tokens instantly on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. You can stake your crypto to earn passive income. You can provide liquidity and earn trading fees. And all of this is done through smart contracts, automated code that replaces banks, brokers, and paperwork. It's open, it's global, and anyone with a wallet can participate. You can earn crypto without buying it. You don't always have to buy crypto, you can earn it. And let me tell you how you can do that. Staking. Lock your crypto to help secure a network and earn rewards. This is popular with Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. You can also do yield farming, move crypto between DeFi protocols to earn high returns, but it's also risky. Know what you're doing, please. Airdrops, free tokens given to users of certain apps or networks. Example for this is Uniswap. They just airdropped thousands to early users. You can play to earn. Games like Axie Infinity, during its boom, paid players in tokens. You can learn to earn. Platforms like Coinbase offer free crypto just for watching tutorials. So yeah, crypto can be passive income, but like anything else, the risks and rewards depend on how deep you want to go. NFTs and digital ownership. Crypto also opened the door to digital assets you can actually own. That's where NFTs, non-fungible tokens, come in. They're not just monkey pictures. NFTs represent art and collectibles, in-game items, membership passes, digital real estate, even tokenized tickets or music rights. NFTs are powered by crypto. You need a wallet to buy or sell them. And once you own one, it's yours. No one can copy or steal it unless you give your private keys to them. Artists, creators, and developers are building entire communities around NFTs. It's about ownership, not just images. Well, we have Web3 and decentralized applications. Crypto is also powering the next generation of the internet. Web3, these are apps that run on the blockchain, don't rely on big tech servers. They let you log in with your wallet, not your email, and reward users with tokens or ownership. Examples for this is Lens Protocol, a decentralized social network. Mirror.xyz for publishing and earning as a writer. Audius, music streaming, where artists keep most of the revenue. And also OpenSea, a marketplace for NFTs. Web3 is still early, but it's growing fast and it's all powered by crypto under the hood. If you hold certain tokens, you can vote on how platforms evolve. For example, Uniswap lets token holders vote on new features and upgrades. DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, run entire communities based on token holder decisions. Some NFT communities let holders vote on branding, content, or funding decisions. This creates a whole new idea, and it's user-owned platforms. You don't just use the product, you help run it. And then we also have fundraising and new projects. Crypto is also changing how projects raise money. Instead of pitching to VCs, teams can launch token sales, NFT drops, community-driven funding rounds. It's open to anyone, not just accredited investors, and sometimes early supporters get rewarded if the project succeeds. But be careful, this is also where the scams live. Always do your own research before backing any new crypto project. So, what's the point? Crypto isn't just about holding coins and hoping the price goes up. It's about sending money without banks, using apps without big tech, owning digital things directly, earning from what you do online, and taking control of your own finances. You don't have to use all of it, but knowing what's possible, that's power. And now that you've seen the possibilities, it's time to talk about the risks. Because for all the cool stuff in crypto, it's definitely not all sunshine. Crypto is exciting. It's innovative. It's changing how we think about money, ownership, and the internet. But it's not perfect, and it's definitely not risk-free. So before you go all in, you need to understand the challenges and dangers that comes with the space. Let's break them down. First off, we have volatility. Prices swing like crazy. Bitcoin can drop 10% in a day. A small altcoin might double this week and crash 80% the next. That kind of volatility makes crypto exciting for traders, but terrifying for someone just trying to store value or send money. Why does this happen? It's still a young market. There's no regulation or circuit breakers. Whales, big holders, can move prices fast, and hype or fear spreads quickly on social media. Volatility is normal in crypto, but if you're not ready for it, it can be emotionally draining. The freedom of crypto also means there's no safety net. There are amazing projects out there, and there are scams hiding behind flashy logos logos and cool websites. Common dangers include rug pulls, where developers launch a token, pump the price, then disappear with the money. Phishing attacks, fake emails or websites tricking you into giving up your private key. Bugs in code that hackers exploit to steal funds. And remember, there's no chargeback. Once you send crypto to the wrong place, it's gone. If you're not careful, you can lose money very, very quickly. That's why the number one rule is never share your private key or seed phrase with anyone, ever. And always double check links. Even one wrong character in a web address can cost you everything. Crypto lives on the internet, but laws don't. They're different in every country. Some governments welcome crypto, others trying to ban it. Some say it's property, others say it's a security, some don't even know yet. This creates a lot of uncertainty. Will crypto get taxed heavily? Will stablecoins be regulated like banks? Can exchanges keep operating in your country? Even if you're playing by the rules themselves are still being written. And as regulation increases, some parts of crypto may get shut down or heavily restricted. We also have environmental impact. This is mostly about Bitcoin and other proof-of-work blockchains. They use a lot of electricity to keep the network secure. Miners run powerful computers 24/7 to solve cryptographic puzzles and validate transactions. The energy use has raised concerns, especially from environmental groups and policymakers. That said, a few important things are happening. Ethereum moved to proof of stake in 2022, cutting its energy use by over 99%. More miners are using renewable energy. Newer blockchains are being built to be low energy from the start. So the industry is adapting, but the concern is still valid and part of the bigger debate. Crypto has come a long way, but it can still be confusing as hell. Long wallet addresses like 0x, gas fees, transaction confirmations, switching between blockchains, bridges, swaps, slippage, staking. For people new to the space, it can feel overwhelming. And the truth is, if you make one mistake, like sending tokens to the wrong network, you could lose your money permanently. It's not like logging into your bank. There is no customer service. If you forget your seed phrase, you have no one to help you. That's why crypto still has a long way to go when it comes to being user-friendly. But the good news is that developers are working hard to make wallets and applications easier every year. For instance, for these long wallet addresses, we have Ethereum Name Service, ENS, that has made this so much easier. I also have a video about ENS. Go check that out just to learn how you can make these long wallet addresses short and simple, easier to use, and decreasing the number of times people make mistakes writing the wrong address. And not only that, ENS is also a very good investment. Okay, enough said. Let's move on. Crypto has a hype problem. For every useful project, there are 10 that exist just to pump and dump. People shill coins they don't believe in. Influencers get paid to promote tokens. Some experts just repeat Twitter hype. That leads to a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out, and people buying into projects they don't understand, just hoping to get rich. The best defense, ask, what problem does this project solve? Read the white paper. Check if real people are using it. Be skeptical, especially when things sound guaranteed. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So should you avoid crypto? No, not at all. Crypto has real use cases. It's already changing how people send money, build apps, and even raise funds. But it's also a wild environment. The highs are high, the lows are brutal, and you're in control the whole time. That's why education is everything. Don't just follow the hype, learn the tech, understand the risks, use it slowly, and protect your keys. If you do that, you'll be way ahead of most people in this space. All right, so we've come a long way in this video. We started with the basics, what crypto is, where it comes from, and how it works. We talked about the types of coins, what you can do with them, and the real risks involved. Now, let's look ahead, because crypto isn't just some internet trend that fades away. It's a shift in how we use money, data, and technology. Let's talk about the obvious. Adoption is growing. Millions of people now use crypto wallets. Major companies hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Payment platforms like PayPal and Stripe offer crypto options. Banks are quietly building blockchain tools. Even governments are experimenting with CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Crypto is moving from a fringe idea to a global infrastructure, and it's happening faster than most people realize. Here are a few big things happening right now that could shape the next decade. First off, we have regulation. Clearer rules could bring in more institutional money and protect users, but also limit certain freedoms. Secondly, we have layer 2 scaling. Networks like Arbitrum, Optimism, and ZK Sync are helping blockchains process more transactions with lower fees. Real-world assets, RWAs, tokenizing real estate, bonds, or art, bringing traditional finance on-chain. Decentralized identity, using your crypto wallet as your universal login. No password, no data harvesting. Interoperability, projects like Cosmos or Polkadot are making it possible for different blockchains to talk to each other. And of course, there's the continued rise of Web3, AI integrations, and new creative tools built right on the blockchain. So, should you get into crypto? That's up to you. But here's the truth. You don't need to become a full-time trader or crypto expert. Just start small. Learn the basics. Try a wallet. Send a test transaction. Use a dApp. Explore it for yourself. Because the more you understand crypto, the more you see how much of our digital future it could impact. And the best time to learn is not when everything's pumping. It's right now, when you can take your time, explore safely, and get ahead of the curve. Crypto is more than coins. It's a movement, a new way of thinking about money, ownership, privacy, and power in the digital age. Is it perfect? No, but it's growing, evolving, and solving real problems. And now you understand it better than most people do. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, like the video so more people can find it. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and hit that notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.